Okay, Sig Codes 3, the last of the series. So in 1 and 2, we learned all 6 elements. So as a review, we always give the verb, the number, dosage form, route, frequency, and if there's any additional information. And we want to try to decipher in this order as best we can, whatever makes sense. All right, so parts of the prescription, all the drug information is called inscription. So for this drug, the doctor may give you the brand or generic name. So in this case, it is Lanoxin, brand name, and the generic is digoxin. Dosage form, the doctor didn't even say, but you are the pharmacy expert, so either look it up or if you're familiar with the drug, you'll know that it's going to be tablets, right? So you might have to look up some of this information. Doctor may not give you all 6 elements. The strength of the drug is given here, and good thing the doctor did put a 0 in front of the decimal point. So it's 0.125 milligram. Looks like a G, looks like a gram too. Just double check if you're not sure the strength online. And then the quantity, usually followed by a pound sign. Millennials know it as a hashtag. So we're going to give them 100 of those tablets. The next is the signa. Signa stands for directions. So in Sig Codes 1 and 2, that's what we learned, how to decipher. So Roman numerals. So capital I, you're familiar with capital I. Lowercase I, you're familiar with. Cursive I, you're familiar with. All right, sometimes there's no tail. And then to change it up, sometimes they put a line. So any numbers like under 10, they might put a line. So in this case, this is how many? What Roman numeral is that? 1. So it's just 1. It looks like an I, looks like a dot. VO, no route is VO, but the route is PO, right? Yeah. So we're going to take 1 tablet by mouth every other day. So QOD is not acceptable abbreviation, so the doctor, we may have to call the doctor to verify. Not too bad. All right, so the next thing you'll need to learn to figure out is EDS. EDS stands for estimated days supply, which means if I give them 100, how many days would 100 tablets last them? I'm not asking how many tablets they take in a day. I'm talking 100 tablets is how many days. How long will 100 tablets last them? Don't need a calculator for this one. We'll do it for the next few ones.
Do they do this only for antibiotics and like narcotics or any medication?
All medication, because this triggers your refill.
Okay.
Right? Because if you take your drug perfectly, you should refill it at the end of EDS. But if you try to refill too soon, you're taking too much drug.
Yeah.
Or if you're trying to refill way too late, you're not taking enough of your drugs. So that's why EDS is important for refills. All right, this next one, you're probably familiar with this drug working with patients. It is Lasix, right? Lasix, furosemide, yeah, very good, the generic. So common diuretic. Dosage form, they're just tablets, your water pill. Right? Strength, 40 milligrams. And then the quantity, pound, 60. Tablets to POQAM. So at least we know the route is PO. So the verb is going to be take. Right? So we'll take 2 tablets by mouth every morning. What's the EDS for this? How long would 60 tablets last? All right, to solve it, you take the amount dispensed and you divide it by how many they use in a day. So yep, 60 was dispensed. and they take two a day for an EDS of 30. Very good. So that's how you solve it. Just take the amount dispensed divided by how many they use in a day.
The part I got confused during the exercise was when they put 1 to 2.
Okay, very good. So you always want to assume they use the max.
Okay.
Unless there's a limit, you always assume they use as much as they can. They love their Vicodin, so they're going to take as much as they can, right? Yeah. All right, so EDS for this one we already solved. You just take the amount dispensed divided by the maximum that they can take in a day, right, per day. So for us, 60 divided by 2 per day for an EDS of 30. So we expect them to come back for a refill in 30 days. Anything outside of that, it may be rejected. The refill might get rejected. It's all for patient safety.
They do that a lot. They overuse medication.
Yeah, seniors, because they're not just taking one med, they're taking like 4, 5, 6, and they get confused. Yeah, it's very common, yeah. All right, liquid drugs. So this is Tussin elixir, and it's 4 ounces, 1 to 2 TSP every 4 to 6 degree. That means hour. That degree saying. So it's every 4 to 6 hours as needed for cough. So it's a antitussive. So you're going to take 1 to 2 teaspoons full, right, there's the S, by mouth every 4 to 6 hours as needed for cough. So 1 to 2 teaspoons, we already know what the maximum is, right? The maximum is going to be the 2. So that's going to be 10 mLs. Now, in a 24-hour period, if you take a drug every 4 hours, right, then you actually can take it 6 times. If you take it every 6 hours, you only take it, so they love their drug, so they're going to take it, so they're going to take 10 mLs up to 6 times. So 4 ounces, we already know how to convert. Every ounce is 30 mLs, so either you multiply or divide. In this case, you multiply. So it's just a metric, English metric conversion from last week. So 4 ounces is 120 mLs. The per day amount we figured out, 2 teaspoons is 10 mLs. And they can do it up to 6 times for a total of 60 in a day. So the EDS is 120 divided by 60, and this little 4 ounce bottle is only going to last them about 2 days. And that's it. For a lot of these cough medicine, you only want to use them for short term. All right, next example. All right, when you don't know what the drug is, you can't read it, just open up a search engine and start typing letters, and then something will pop up that will look like what the scribble is. So this drug is actually micro K, and that's a capital K if you can believe it.
Yeah.
The strength, well, K is for potassium. Anytime you see a K, most likely it's potassium chloride. So for potassium, we measure electrolytes in MEQs, right? Milli equivalent. So it looks like a M, maybe milligram, but this is actually 10 MEQs. Dosage form is capsules. We are going to give them pound 100. And this right here is just Sig and a colon, so you can just ignore it. So anything to the left of this, just ignore it. Just read from the 1 POBID. So to decipher all 6 elements, we got to take
1 capsule by mouth twice a day.
tablets or capsules? Oh, that's wrong then. So it should be capsule. Take 1 capsule by mouth twice a day. So let's double check EDS. So we gave them 100, and they take how many in a day?
1 capsule. 2.
2. And then that gives you an EDS of 50. There you go. So they should come back in about a month and a half, almost 2 months. So common is the Z pack, and it's always, there's a couple Z packs, but the one we're used to is 6 tablets, and every tablet is 250 milligrams. So you can put Z pack for the brand name. I think it's a K. Dosage form is tablets, and they're usually the 250 milligrams. So this comes in a package of 6 tablets, or it comes in a bottle and you have to count out 6 tablets.
Okay.
Right? But it's still the same drug. Right? EDS, based on the Sig. So the Sig says 2 to start, then 1 every day. Right? So let's take account. We have 6, and we take 2 the first day. How many do we have left?
4.
4. And then the 4 we take every day, right? So it's 1, 1, 1, and 1. So how many days is that going to last? 5 days. So the initial day we take 2, and then every subsequent day we take the 1 for a total of 6. 6 tablets.
6 tablets, yeah.
EDS of 5, yeah. So this is the Z-Pack regimen. No matter what the doctor writes, it's always going to be the same. Take 2 tablets from my mouth now, then 1 tablet every day starting tomorrow. Eye drops. So for us, this says ophthalmic ointment, Tobradex. So it's tobramycin and dexamethasone. So usually after some eye injury or eye surgery, minor eye surgery, they'll give you drops to prevent infection and reduce the inflammation and pain. So for us in this class, we're going to estimate that 1 ml of eye drops or ear drops will give you 20 drops. That way we can figure out EDS. So Tobradex, tobramycin, dexamethasone. Dosage form is ophthalmic ointment. The strength, we'll just look it up, probably by percentage. I don't know the top of my head. So you have to give both drugs, how much of Tobradex per gram and how much dexamethasone per gram. Quantity, so per gram, we bill per gram. So if it is a 3-gram tube, then it's pound 3. If it's a 10-gram tube, then it is pound 10. So we bill per tablet, per gram, per ml. EDS, if it's an ointment or cream, we're going to assume they use 1 gram per dose. And that's just for class, because sometimes you just use a little, sometimes you use a lot. But for us in class, just assume they use 1 gram per dose. Apply to the affected area every night as needed. All right, any new abbreviations or SIG codes, make sure you make flashcards and become familiar with them. All right, so you should know all 6 elements and some samples to read. So review SIG codes 1, 2, and 3. Now let's do week 3 online A, where we'll decipher some samples.